When it comes to all that stuff, that building part of it, people don't like the building. Embrace the building, because the building is the foundation where the house is built.
Yeah,
my boy. So yeah, it's fun, man. And like I think those little wins keep you going. Because let's say we were at 100 episodes, right? Not monetized yet. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be discouraged. Yeah. I'm pretty fucking. I stick to a lot of things. I'm like I force myself to do a lot of things. But if we're 100 episodes in and we're not making no progress, viewership hasn't gone up, and we're not doing this, I'd be a little like discouraged. Like, man, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. But these little wins, like even if we make $10, I don't give a fuck. That's $10 I didn't have before.
Right.
That's
100%,
progress.
100%. And then now you know it works because you went through that entire ringer to finally make it to that point. It's like anybody who just starts on YouTube. So many people don't realize the amount of work that goes into it. Then you finally get monetized. There is not a single YouTuber I know who grinded to finally get monetized and then they stop and they quit the moment that they get there. You done did all of this to finally get to that particular point. Now you've got to push. And then that feeling of getting that first check, oh, then nothing beats it. Nothing beats it, because it took me 2.5 years to finally get that first one. We talked about it before in an earlier episode. But with all of that to finally make it to that point, you know all of the work that you done put in got you to where it is that you want to be. So with that being the case, you just like, all right, cool. Now I'm ready. I feel like everything was worth it. It wasn't like, this wasn't the end to the means. It was a means, towards the end.
It's the hours, bro. Like I said, 21 episodes, that's got to be like 50 hours of both of our lives. It doesn't sound like a lot, but 50 hours consistently, and we talk about it. We talk at least 4 or 5 times a week about this. Bro, it feels good. It just goes to show that you put energy towards anything, you can make stuff happen.
Yeah, and what I love the most is like we talked about different sort of innovative ways that we could do things. Like, oh man, we could do a pod from a jet. We could maybe do live one, maybe go on the street, do a bunch of different things.
Swim to that island.
Right, swim to the island. There's a lot of versatility that can happen, but in the midst of all of those different ideas, it's like, all right, you have to be willing to go and do those. I promise you, Assiduous podcast at fucking springtime 2024, we could be maybe doing a live pod in a different country. We could maybe do one from a jet, go live from an airport. The possibilities are endless, because all you have to be is consistent in that creativity and try different things. Of course,
we're start too.
Right. Of course, we're on the couch now, but we could be outside in the street. As long as you got Wi-Fi, you have your mics are running or whatever the case is. You could try a bunch of different things, and you have to be willing to go and do so. We haven't forgotten about building that school in Africa and all that other stuff. We're still working towards it. Best believe we will get there. But it's a beautiful feeling to finally be monetized.
Yeah, bro. It is. It's cool because one, shout out to the people watching this. That's awesome. Drop a comment if you're still watching us 20 episodes in. Some people watched one and were like, man, not my thing. But it's cool because you build a community as well. You build a community. Building stuff, it just feels good.
Right.
Building feels great. I don't know if people have ever built anything, but building a business, building a relationship, building a podcast, any sort of building, there's a rewarding feeling that comes with it, because you're like, wow. Think about it like this. 21 weeks ago, 22 weeks ago, this was an idea in our brain. And we're like, let's do it. And then you said yes. So we did it. We put a bunch of hours in. You've spent fucking over a day or two on a plane. To make it to Miami to film the podcast. And now we have something to show for it.
Right.
And then 50 episodes from now, 100 episodes from now, we're going to have more to show for it. And even if we don't, we get to show our kids that we had a podcast when we were younger. And it's like, if you don't want to live life like that, it's fucking amazing, bro. The fact that you can have kids in the future one day, and you be like, look, I had a podcast when I was younger, and they get to peek into your life. And think about it, and this is morbid, but when you die or I die, this is on the internet forever.
Right.
Our kids will literally have documented hundreds of hours of documented video footage of their fathers when we're gone.
Right. And then even,
how
let's just say,
is that?
when you're, let's not even go towards death even. And while you're still alive, your old age, or not even old age, 10 years down the line, you're like, yo, I used to travel, hop on a plane every week, go out to Miami so we could film, right? Oh, well, how would you even be able to? Dude, it's a commitment to it.
Yeah.
People will look at that and that's admirable.
Yep.
You know, and while you're doing it, you're building towards something. I don't think there's a single person who's built something doesn't look back and they smile about the journey that it took to get to where it is.
Yeah.
The end destination is cool, but when you can enjoy the journey, you can enjoy the grind. I think that is one of those peak things. It's difficult when things are down. You know, it's difficult when things are down. But if you have that perspective and, you know, we're working towards something and you can find peace in the journey, it's beautiful.
When you can look back on it. I go through my Instagram memories a lot. I'm like, wow, this is when I was doing this or when I was doing this. And it's like, reminiscing feels good, bro.
Yeah.
It feels good because you're like, wow, I really did that.
Yeah, and it's the right kind of reminiscing.
You're proud of yourself. You're not like, oh my God, I wish my life was like this again. You're like, wow, I did that. And you have a sense of pride with the fact that you're happy with yourself because of the fact that you did that. And I think that's like a feeling that like you cannot compare to anything, bro.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%.
So, yeah, that's good news with the podcast. I love this shit. And I think this is going to get us even more fired up too, because when you start seeing a little bit of, you want to figure out how you can make $1 into 100 and 100 into 1,000, 1,000 into a million, because it's like a game.
Right.
Life is a game like that. Where you look at the numbers, we're like, okay, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And the more we do, the more we make. It's all directly up to us.
Right, 100%. And then there's a shit ton of stuff that you can now allocate towards the pod because you can push a bunch of different things. It's freedom. I think it's really freedom. I think I'm with.
You said something fire the other day. You posted on your story. It's like there's no better feeling than when you bet on yourself with your own money and you win.
Right, 100%.
When you bet on yourself with your own money and you win, because it's like, yo, I fucking did that, bro.
Yep.
And it's your money, so it's like you know how hard you worked for it. And you bet on yourself, so you know, like, I believe in myself, and you win. So I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. When you put that, I was like, this is so fire. I wanted to repost it, but I forgot.
Yeah, hey, TJ got there. Shout out to TJ. Yeah. But you know, with that, it really is true because a lot of times people, they don't invest in this. People say they invest in themselves. Well, how much money are you putting into yourself?
Yeah.
How much are you really investing? Time is one thing because that is incredibly important. But if you now put your own money behind something, you say, you know what, I believe in this, and you go 100% into it. Even if you were to fail, you at least get the experience out of it. But when you win, there is nothing more satisfactory than that. It is by far, I think, one of the greatest highs that you can possibly get because you have verifiable evidence of what it is that you did worked out in your favor, and you can continue to feel the fruits of that labor. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Motherfucking mic drop.
Yes, indeed.